Come on in. Come on in. Hi, how y'all been? I didn't realize it would have been like several days like that before I had seen you guys. Or I'm talking so loud because this headphone part. My God, I have lost some of my hearing because my music be loud sometimes. You know what I mean? And I just think over time, you know, getting older and stuff. That's kind of like what happens. Your body, you start changing, like you really do. So whoever is out there and whoever's relatively young, what I will say is make sure you just do this. Don't live life with any regrets. Don't have regrets about life. Don't do it. Live your life to the fullest. Live your life as though you're in the shower singing your heart out when nobody's listening or looking. You know how that excitement comes about when you're just in your favorite part of the song, whatever, you know what I mean? Dancing, you know, around the house, whatever you need to do. Live your life. And don't pay attention to who's watching you. Live your life. And all that. So anyway, we're going to take this cabbage. And we're going to see why in the world the core is like busted that way. But I like to get my vegetables from this store called Save-A-Lot. I don't know who really has that in their city, but I'm from Colorado. And it's a store out here. It's supposed to, like this called Save-A-Lot, so it's supposed to be living up to its name. Nothing that is like a dollar store to me. Or basically these discount stores, there's not no discount no more. This is full price. I mean, even Dollar Tree, you know, that's what they said, you know what I mean? This everything is $1. And then it's like now my things have changed. Let me actually open up this blind to get a little bit more light. Mom, I don't see that black pot here, but there is this red one that is like the same size of it. Do you want that one? Yeah, that'd be fine. I could use that one. I know which one you're talking about too. It's fine. Hey, Bradley, in a second, or when you're done with that, I have to have you to peel these potatoes for me. Or maybe Donna, or she's going. Are you busy like that, Bradley?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Just a lot going on.
Yeah, I'm just trying to finish this food, you know, so I can feed y'all. Yes, I just be sitting up there like. Yeah, because like for me, I'm like 50 years. No, I'm not 50 years old. I just turned 52 years old. And I ain't gonna lie, I do feel like I missed living some of my life because I didn't want to hear the word no to basically anything. I don't know if it's determination that made me feel like no is not an option. Like, you know, I could do better than this or be more convincing of this and that, but there are certain things that I wish that I would have done sooner, but it's never too late, and I will be doing it very soon. Like, I have met a lot of people who have moved out here to Colorado, where I live out, for no reason. They just packed up their stuff because it is a pretty place, you know, so I think that may be one of the reasons that a lot of people do come out. Hey, Tut. Thank you, sweetie. You made me feel so good to me. When I said, don't be getting mad or just now. And you said, I'm not mad at all, Mom. Because I thought you was getting mad at me because I said, I wanted you to go over that.
No.
And then, I'm just telling you, this is a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm complimenting you because sometimes we as people, what we'll do is we'll take the time to tell somebody when we feel like they've done something wrong or they messed up.
Mm-hmm.
But we won't tell them all the time or not often enough when they're doing something good. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to tell you that I appreciate you not trying to sass me, you know, and act like that or anything. That's mature to me. And that makes me back off and understand that you're really grown up and I don't have to keep telling you the same thing. Thank you. But yeah, so I know a lot of people who have just packed their bags and moved right on out here Hi, it's going good. Thank you for asking. Today I'm cooking some cabbage with sausage and potatoes in it. I know people a lot of time they say that they like to smother cabbage. I don't know, man. I mean, I think that a lot of people, they put like the bell peppers in it. Well, this one is just very simple. It's just straightforward. Sausage, cabbage, and potatoes. It's a real homey meal. And what makes it a complete meal is because it does have the sausage in there. And that's what kind of completes it as a meal. But certainly you can make it as a side. So what you can do is cook some up. And like I said, put it on the side of anything. It's a side dish. Or a whole Sunday dinner or a complete dinner. This is going to be a one skillet meal. I wish that I could tell you guys or promise you that I could get it done in about 30 minutes flat. But it's going to take me a little longer. And especially with me stopping to cut this. Sometimes people want you to see like every bit of the process instead of I've taken cabbage that has been cut or I pre-did this, you know. So I'm just kind of taking my time to show you guys this, you know. So anyway, I don't like my cabbage in squares or anything. I like mine to be like more kind of like this. Not real thick, but in a little bit of strips. Can you turn this light for this side of the kitchen, baby? Thank you. But yeah, I like mine just kind of like that. Not too thin, but thin enough. It cooks a little bit faster and better. What does that smell? Was that the trash? Something smells molded. That may, you know what that may be? That were those onions and that top drawer. No, it's something in the trash. No, it's not. It's not in the trash. I don't know. I just saw. It hit my nose. I smell cleaner. Do you smell cleaner?
No.
Thank you for getting this pan. Did you wipe it out for Mama?
Yes.
Pass it over here, baby. Thank you.
Let me just go over it.
Yeah, because it made me best. Thank you, baby, for doing that. Just don't wet it. You don't need to wet it because you can see where you already wiped it, but it just still has some waste in there. So anyway, we're just cutting up this cabbage, y'all, for whoever has just come in, whoever has just joined me. And by the way, what you guys been up to? I didn't realize how fast time goes by sometimes because I lose track of time because I got a lot going on. Now, what I will tell you guys is that I am a homemaker.
I think it's this grease bomb.
That will be smelling? Let me see. That just smells like grease. It's something that smells like a moldy something, but there's a lot of rotten onions in there. Pull the trash. Did you get them all out there?
No.
From the other day when we were talking, I think. Yeah. Okay, let me get some cooking oil so I can add some to this pan and get this stuff going and popping. Okay.
Here's some cooking oil.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Oh, thank you, baby. Yeah, one that would be size. Okay, so in this pan back here is a nice size pan, and to it I'm going to add about 1, 2, 3. I'm going to count to 3 seconds. That means I added 3 teaspoons. I don't know what be going on, but anyway, listen, all I was saying is count to 3. 1, 2, 3, streaming, and that'll be 3 teaspoons, but very, very slow. That's how you take eyeball measurements. You guys are going to learn that as you just begin to cook more and more like that. So anyway, I have this on some higher heat, and I'm going in with about a half a stick of butter. You guys may want to know why I want so much fat in there, like to have the little bit of oil, and now we're adding butter as well. Well, because I like my cabbage nice and buttery, but very savory with a hint of a spice, but not a lot. And you guys are gonna learn this recipe. But I've been wanting to make it a long time.
Mom.
Thank you, baby. Did you wash it? Thank you. You checked it to make sure it's the size?
Yes.
Oh, good, good. I'll wash it off just for me. Thank you, sweetheart.
You're welcome, Mom.
I hate to keep worrying you, but after that, then you got to do these potatoes.
Dad wanted me to make him a sandwich, so can I do that?
Yeah, that's fine. I forgot what I was saying. Somebody tell me what are we doing here? Oh yeah, this has to be savory. with a hint of a whole lot of goodness. And in this recipe, guys, as far as like most recipes that I cook, I can't very well see. That's why I don't respond a whole lot of the time. I'm cooking cabbage, sausage, and potato today. And how are you, boo? And it's gonna be litty. I'm in here because this is my favorite, one of my favorite dishes as a kid. Because when my mom made her stuff, she went on ahead and she put some, right, with this pan over here, I'm talking about, well, just forgive the fact that I'm adding more oil, but I am neglecting the fact that I didn't add no bacon grease. Now, if you're a person that does not eat pork or something like that, then you're just going to skip the bacon grease and you're just going to do your cabbage with a little bit of oil. The oil, and the butter, this is what I meant to say, is gonna definitely add the moisture that we need for our potatoes. Because potatoes can be dry too. Y'all know how like sometimes meat can be dry, or you know what I mean? Well, anyway, potatoes can really need something to go in there or else they just taste like nothing. And with that being said, we want that oil to go ahead and get in this dish. And that's why I need some bacon grease. Hey baby, you know where the bacon grease is, son?
Should be somewhere around here. I just saw it. Here.
Thank you, but set it down right there. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Okay, now back here, y'all. This is one medium onion that I'm just gonna pick up. And I turned my skillet down a little bit. It had got a little too hot. But anyway, I'm gonna drop it in the skillet. And I'm doing that first. For a reason, because I don't like chunky onion in this recipe, but I do like to infuse the flavor of the onion into this oil situation that we got going back here. And so we'll let that begin to go. We're going to turn that down. We don't want it real high, so it's on 2, but I started on high, especially to get the butter to melt, and because I like color to my dishes. Like, I don't like my food pure white all the time. You know what I mean? It could be potato salad, it could be pure white, but I don't like that. I like colorful food because we eat with what? Our eyes before what? No.
Mom?
We eat with our eyes before our...
Mom.
Yeah. Because it's visual. It's about visual. Everything that has to do with visuals. You know, we gonna up our ante right now and make this food look good. And then when you make your food look really good, you gotta follow that up and make it also taste good. So we're gonna talk about these seasonings and how much of what I'm gonna be putting in where. I'm gonna try to take my time a little bit, you know, but this is gonna be some basic seasoning. You guys may know that I use my own personal seasoning that I created right out here in Colorado Springs in my kitchen. And I did it for some years, baby. And so now what I'm doing is waiting for my order to be finished up at this point for when I restock my seasoning. And I really need it to be sooner than sooner. But I think it's probably maybe March, the mid-March. And that's hard for me to, it's real annoying to me. So anyway, we got the onions in there and we can smell that nice good flavor coming out of them. And I'm gonna push them to the side, just kind of just making it to where they're not dead in the middle where the most heat is. Because now I'm going to quickly cut my sausage up and I'm going to put it in there in that middle of it so they can really get tan and nice and colorful because I did what I made. I waited until my butter turned a little bit golden brown before I start putting stuff in there. That's going to help with the beautiful savoriness of most dishes that call for brown butter. If somebody ever tells you guys use brown butter in a recipe, don't get confused. Don't trip. Okay, brown butter just means put your butter in a pan and let it be in there until it starts turning brown. But don't do that for every recipe because that's not every recipe. I'm just giving you guys like free game if it helps. I think my stomach feels like it's almost trying to hurt. Maybe it's hunger. I don't know. I haven't eaten yet. So over here, look at here. Over here, I'm going to take some of this sausage. Now, this is Jimmy Dean's sausage. And by the way, so far the things that we have put in the pan for the sausage, cabbage, and potato dish, right? It's going good, guys. How you all been? Okay, for this sausage, cabbage, and potatoes, behind me in this pan, I have added a medium onion that was cut up, not diced, but whatever that way is called when it's like long way. I guess I should cut that up in front of you guys. But anyway, now I'm just gonna move on to cutting up this sausage here. And we're just gonna get that all cut up, right? This dish is good. So if y'all wanna know the recipe, you may wanna watch too. And no, it's not going to take 5-10 minutes either. It's not going to take a long time though. This is a meal that is a pretty quick meal. I like about this meal that it's one pan and it's not real expensive. It's not struggle food, but then again, maybe. Because I think this whole meal can be made for $20 is what I'm thinking. Now, back here to this pan, like I said earlier, I didn't add no bacon grease. So I'm going to add also some bacon grease. Why all the oil, Gina? If anybody just now come over here. And that's your question, because we're putting potatoes in there. Remember, potatoes need oil. And potatoes need more seasoning than a lot of stuff that you make. It's like a need. It's necessary. And that's why I believe that people make french fries like kind of salty, like a McDonald's and stuff, not to cause high blood pressure, although it will if you go too far. But just because potatoes take a lot to season. So when y'all see me season this, you guys are probably going to be thinking it's a lot. But remember we're using my personal seasoning. I'm going to show it to y'all in a second. Oh, yes, I took it up, yeah. Excuse me, I got a cough. I may be having asthma all of a sudden. Anyway, I'm going to use this seasoning. This is my personal seasoning that I started making here in my kitchen. It is available to order. I think I have maybe 10 left because some people that were like selling some, I had to get them back to be able to sell because they didn't sell them all for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe they forgot because this sells itself. That's why I was telling my kids, just all you have to do when it comes to that seasoning, just keep it going. When I die, just keep going. That's all. Even if you're not the cook of the family, get people involved in the family. So carry your business over for your family. And then you be sitting up here looking like Mr. Walmart now. The Walton family of Walmart. That's how you're going to be looking. I'm not just talking about for me. I'm talking about for anybody who wants to start a business. You know what I mean? Have them big dreams. You know, a lot of people say, and the Bible talks a lot about, you know, letting it be known what things you should not be sharing and things like that. And while I understand it, I share a lot of what I'm getting ready to do. You know why? Because I'm claiming it in Jesus' name that it's going to happen. And that's why I don't consider it like, you know, the Bible also tells us that we're supposed to speak things into existence as though it was already so. And you could speak negative too, so be careful when you're speaking anything. Because you can. Let Mama know when you can peel these potatoes. I don't know. For some reason, it's like so annoying to peel potatoes.
Oh no, I don't mind peeling them.
I know. Okay, next we're gonna start going in. Well, no, we're gonna turn this heat up. I want this heat super high. I want your eyes not to come off of your pan at this point because you're gonna be. I'm on high, but I must say I want you guys on about 8. Just for this part, because I want the sausage seared. And I'm trying to move along to show you guys this is a really quick recipe. Wow, simple, but wow, it's just a good recipe. It's super good. Super good. And I was just trying to think of things that I could share with you guys to, make things even better and better. And the only thing I can say is just keep going up on your seasoning. Watch your salt as your seasoning go up very slow. So if you added a teaspoon or something, then at the next go around that you have to add more seasoning, go ahead and add 1/4 teaspoon. Stir it up. And always, this is another big tip that I want to tell you guys. When you're cooking and stuff like that, make sure, what is that for?
The potatoes.
Oh, okay, here.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the potatoes in.
Do you want to peel it here or where? Right here?
Oh no, I was just gonna peel them in the trash can.
Oh, okay. I'm not where you gonna be at.
Yeah,
You gonna be here? Okay. So what was I telling you? When you're cooking, season up slowly. It was something that I've really been wanting to tell you guys. I always tell you guys don't be intimidated by recipes. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. You guys, this is real important, and I just thought to tell you guys and share this with you when I was making some chili the other night. And as I was seasoning it, chili takes a lot to season, but you gotta know, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta have a good balance when you're making anything, I guess. But for chili, it's like this balance. There's certain balance that you need. Just a regular pot of red chili. But what I do always know is this. When you are making stuff with a lot of powders and seasoning, when you add it at first, make sure that you give it some time to cook so that it can melt all these seasonings so you can get a true level of flavor that you're looking for, because all those seasonings need to come together and get married in your pot. So that is why you want to be easy and you don't want to race your processes when you guys are cooking. That is one huge reason why. And that's another reason why that you can get some real salty food, because you keep dumping and you didn't let the first amount of salt, the first 10 gallons of salt hadn't melted. So that's all I need. Now remember this is up high, so it's time to turn it. No eyes will come off of it. Okay guys, so this is what I mean when I say seared. I want these golden marks in here. You see that? You see them golden marks? That's what I want on there. For it to be nice and seared and looking beautiful. The oil to where you could tell when you add your cabbage. Cabbage needs oil too. Most vegetables do, believe it or not. The ones that I cook, I put a little butter or something. I always do. Even if they're in a can. You'll start flavoring your food. You guys will learn. I've been wanting to kind of ask you guys, do you guys want... I got some videos that I would like to do. But ain't no sense in doing it if y'all don't really want these videos. But one of them, or two of them, let me give y'all two. One video we could talk about what are the necessities that I feel like are necessities in the kitchen. For anybody, it's beginner friendly, but it definitely can help anybody. You know, if you just want to know some new things that you should be having in your kitchen. The reason why I talk a lot about what I need in my kitchen and stuff is because when I was younger and I was kind of just starting up, I didn't really have everything that I needed to be able to cook. And so, of course, you can improvise, and that was fine. But I always said, I'm gonna start getting my stuff together over the years. So what I did, y'all, was little by little, and I'm adding, maybe I may add a cup. Yeah, I'm gonna add a cup. That was a cup of water. You really don't need it, but for my recipe, I'm adding it. So I want you to add it. It's not required though. It's not required. If you don't add 1 cup, please make sure you add at least 1/4 because I want a little bit of steam to come up and cook through this meal, but we don't want to add so much that it doesn't go out the thing. Now this is kind of important too. Remember your sausage has the sodium and the flavorings in there. So when I start adding my seasoning, and this does contain salt, and yes it contains sodium, but not like Lowry's or most seasonings that are like, this is all-purpose seasoning. I use on everything. There's nothing that I don't use it on. I came across somebody just today at my church, and it was something that they said they love it on, and I don't remember. But I know people use it a lot on French fries, especially if they got picky eater kids, and for themselves, people have said popcorn, and among a lot of other stuff. So with that being said, now we have turned this way down. We're going to move it back up to about 5. So I'm going to get to sprinkling some of my shake it into that. I'm going to use a tablespoon on this level. Remember, cabbage is hard to season. So that's what we're going to have at minimum. Let me grab that. Okay, so we added that. Now to that, I'm heavy on the pepper on mine. So heavy on the pepper, I'm gonna add a lot. Bingo, bango. A lot of it, baby. A tablespoon, no. Yeah, we'll say a tablespoon. Yeah, a tablespoon of pepper already there. So, a tablespoon of Shake It by Gina, all-purpose. That's me. It's me. Okay, that's all me, babies. This is this costs $10 for each one. Right now, some people have been telling me when they get theirs in the mail that there's T-shirts in there or there's sample seasonings. So, you know, it's a good time to get those ordered. And they're going to sell out anyway. But I really want more people who are not just local to try it. So I just make sure that when people come out here and they have visiting families out here and stuff, sometime you just let them know to taste the seasoning. And when they taste the seasoning, then they want to take some back home. So now I've been having this, it's like an old friend of mine sending stuff back to Georgia, this seasoning back to Georgia for their family. So that helps. Right, get the word out. So I'm going in with the next level. And on this thing, and cabbage, this cabbage is going to be cooking down to nothing. I want to show you guys something about how this pan, it looks full, it's going to be nothing. This time I'm not nothing, baby. So on this side of things, I want to add some iodized, just some table salt. And about on this table salt, I'm not gonna be gentle. Because remember, Shake It don't have a lot of salt, but this needs more than what we got here. We're gonna add about at least 2 teaspoons of this salt.
Is that enough potatoes, Mom?
Let me check. That's good. Actually, 1 more. A nice size one, not the biggest one, because of that bigger one I'm gonna use for baking. And that way, so what you call it? But yeah, we gotta keep, as we layer these, you know, the cabbage and things like that, we wanna, I'm pressing down, it's not required, but I am pressing down on it. And I'm gonna add to this recipe, as far as this recipe, some recipes need more onion powder, and some recipes to me need more garlic powder. This is a recipe that I don't like a lot of garlic in. I like more of an onion base. And that's why I put some I put onions in there immediately to infuse it with that oil that I melted in the bottom of the pan. Now this is onions, so we're gonna be hefty on it. I have now added a tablespoon of just regular onion powder. It does not have salt in it, and just regular garlic powder. I'm not going to be stingy either, but not going to be as much. 2 teaspoons compared to 1 tablespoon of onion powder. Now, the next thing I want is some more pepper. Now, with this being said, what we're also doing is we're layering these flavors. We're not just going to sit there and say, we got to use the same exact flavors, but they will all be combined together, of course, upon getting it stirred. So this, that last little bit of cabbage right here. And when I say a little bit, y'all thinking that pan is awful. Oh, that's a nice amount. I feed my whole family. That's 2 heads of cabbage. And they will be gone. And I think that it'll still feed your family if you're about 5 to 6 people. And it may have some leftovers, but I don't know, because it goes fast. Even in my house, I have 5 people in my household. But this recipe be gone, baby. So right now I have these potatoes. And I'm going to make a decision to cut them a little bit smaller, based on the fact that I've already started my cabbage, but I did that on purpose. Cabbage takes a little longer than potatoes. So we don't want these potatoes like extremely small. But I want them about that thick and about that big. You can dice them. If you dice them, please make them bigger pieces, thicker. So what I mean by that, I'm going to start getting real gruff. Okay, so you can do that. You see, if you have a smaller piece, you still want to cook it as even as that thin piece, right? So you just want to make the smaller piece bigger but smaller. Like it's like bigger, it's thicker but not as wide, right? It's thicker but maybe it's wide. But anyway, you want to make sure that your pieces are like similar sizes. So if you cut one too thin, then your next one needs to be thicker to make up for that, because it's going to be gone and it's going to wither away because it's too small. Do not put extremely small pieces. If you want to dice, again, that is fine, but just make sure that you just have it all set up good. Let me see something here. How's everybody been, though? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I will share with you guys, especially you guys that live in Colorado, or you want to come out here. I am opening, and I'm excited. I'm opening a ghost kitchen, right? So I will be leasing a space in a commercial kitchen where I can get all my food done. It also has like this really intimate, very small area indoors where I can have people come and have a sit-down meal and things like that good stuff, right? Because they can in there. And it's making me, I am so excited about it. I didn't think it was something that people kept saying, please open a restaurant, Gina. And I kept saying, but now I'm just at the point where I don't know if I'd open a restaurant, but I will do this. And what I will do is see how it goes, because I'm not going to promise myself and limit myself or nothing to be like, no, I ain't going to do no restaurant, because I never know. We never know what God has for us. You know what I mean? We know what we want, but we have to understand, guys, we serve the God type of God that He's gonna give us beyond what we even want, beyond what we ask for. That's what's gonna happen. Because that's how God operates. He's told us that over and over in His Word. And we have to just know it. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what He has for you. So that's why I can't promise. Oh, no, I ain't doing no restaurants. You know, how do I know? I don't know. What He going to tell me to go do? But I know one thing about the God I serve. I have to be honest. He ain't going to lead me astray. Ever. So then now, another thing that steam is doing for us as this continue to cook is melting down these flavors. But I'm going down this next time with some more shake it just directly on the potatoes. We don't want to go crazy with the sodium now. But I know what I'm doing. Just to be honest. Okay, and I made the seasoning so I know how much salt this would take with it. Or sodium. And so then anyway, now I'm going to go yet again with some pepper because this is a heavier pepper recipe. And that's only because my mama's not living, because if she was living, I wouldn't use this much pepper. But anyway, it deserves the attention. And I just sniffed some pepper, so Shirley's sick and out by it. With sneezing. This ain't even the lid to go with that, but hey, we ain't gonna trip. So we're gonna have that on there. And we're gonna let that steam down like I should have a few minutes ago, y'all. But when I added more shake it, I added 3 teaspoons more just to the potato. And then I went ahead and added about 2 teaspoons more of a black pepper. The kind of pepper that I like, and your pepper is optional with this recipe. If you want a little spice to it though, was real good. I'm gonna show y'all some red pepper flakes. I'll just put this for a minute. And I don't have my lid on, but anyway, yeah, you can add a little bit of red pepper flake if you're like more of a spicy person, but just a hint of spice. Then you want to add about a half teaspoon. If you love spice, add a whole entire teaspoon. If you just have to have spice, add more than that, but go slow once again. And when I say red pepper flakes, I'm just talking about this. This little crushed red pepper that you just get out the store, from wherever your local store is. But allow these flavors to come in together before we go crazy and we add more and more and more. Have be so much salt in there you can't even don't even want to eat. So we don't want to do that. Now, this is a better description of what I was trying to say. Not really, though. So anyway, I want a bigger piece if it is smaller because I needed to balance out to a thinner piece. So that if any of them kind of break down during the process of, making it, then you got a lot of them that hold up. Some of them may break though when you're making the recipe. Some of them may break a little bit. So then we're going to go in and we're going to see if we can move this down and get it to go down a little bit. Probably. Because those are withers. The reason why it withers is like with most vegetables, they have a lot of liquid in them. A lot of water. And so that's why they go down. That's why there's no real, you don't have to have the liquid in there, but I like mine like that for steaming purposes. To make sure everything gets married in my pan. And then we're going to move the bottom to the top. So I done changed my mind. And there's still some fluid in there. There's probably about the same amount because remember I made some more fluid, but it'll cook until there's no fluid. They look good, y'all. Let me show you guys. It looks so good. And it's going to be even better than it looked like. Because it always is. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. I think I'll make some for my church this week and take it on down there. Okay, look here, y'all. Nothing but goodness. And how it looks, y'all see that goodness? Tastes better. Tastes better than that, baby. So I got this relatively at a higher temperature. This is what I want to do for that. And like I said, I want to move the bottom to, I just want to mix it. Moving the bottom and top around to where they trade places. And if by now you guys for some reason like your liquid hasn't evaporated, and you know, also if you're kind of just cooking anything, always keep you about a cup of good fresh clean water right near you, because you may need it. And obviously, you know, I may not be taking my life for some fried chicken or something like that, but I am talking about that's what you probably want to happen. So I just put the lid back on here for just a half second because I want to be able to fit all the rest of this cabbage. I don't know why I'm saying all the rest, because it's not no big amount or anything. It's just whatever. It's enough. But what do you guys think about me getting my little ghost kitchen-ly / mini restaurant situation? And I'm going to decorate my tables real cute. And then when the spring and summer come, then I'm going to have the outdoor area where you can eat out there as well. And I'm going to take and I'm going to get like my 2 long tables and then I'll have the chairs, obviously. And then I'll have my 2 long tables to where people will also be able to eat indoors or outdoors. And I think it may have an umbrella or 2 out there at a couple tables that may be out there. But if not, then it'll be worked out. And this is my passion. I'm not doing this like for like, this is about money. I'll just, you know what I mean? Everything is about money, and the only reason why I say that is because you got to have it to live. Nobody's going to excuse you if you don't be able to live. Just, you know what I mean? Because you wasn't able to do it or whatever your situation, or you didn't keep a job. I don't know. But yes, I do this also because I do need to contribute to my family, obviously, right? But what I'm saying is this. When you cook, I always think it's good to do it for love. For the love. When you learn to cook for love, not just like, dang, I gotta cook, and you stomping around acting mad that you're gonna cook and stuff for your little family or whatever, you know what I mean? Some people just despise cooking. And I understand that. I get it. But guess what? You gotta have food. And you don't want to be eating out all the time. Learn to cook. Learn to cook. So what I was asking earlier is, would you guys like for me to do both of those videos, which is the first one, which is show you the things that I really think you would like to make sure you have in your kitchen? Like, we could do utensils and the basics of pots and pans. We could get more extensive because, like I said, over time, I told myself I'm not going to be sitting up here trying to cook all these meals, and I don't have the adequate cooking supplies, to be honest, because of how people are and how they are, you know, whatever. Because my dad had all that stuff. He had meat slicers. He had everything. And I'm adding yet again some more pepper. Now this time we're at the top. So we're going to add about, a good teaspoon. At this time, I'm going to add a little garlic salt. Garlic salt and garlic powder have 2 completely different flavors. And so that's why you want to taste them against each other and weigh what you want with what. And remember earlier, I let the onion outweigh how much garlic powder I had added. So that was about a cool teaspoon of garlic salt. Now I'm going to add some more onion powder. And I'm going to say 2 teaspoons. Because we got a lot more food in there. And then remember, we have a few more potatoes. And we're going to top them right on. And remember how that was at the top when we talked about it before? Couldn't even close it. You couldn't even close it, honey, but now, different story. It's cooked all the way down, practically. So in the middle of that pan, We want to add some, I'm going to do a little bit of chicken bouillon. Not a gang, not a lot, not a lot. About 1.5 teaspoons. That's it. And if we need to revisit adding any more seasonings, we will do that. But for now, that's where we're stopping. Oh no, we need more pepper. Everything I have put in there, even all that pepper, all them seasonings, they're all already blended in by now. The ones at the bottom, not this last level. Because remember, we got to have that steam to come up, melt in the seasonings as well as cooking it. Oh, we're just going to close on it. Next up, I ain't dump this up. I'm going to make some lamb chops. But the bad thing is that it's going to make me a little bit annoyed because I like my lamb chops, quite frankly, on the grill. That's my very favorite way to have them. But I ain't got no lighter fluid. And then it's kind of like windy out here, like one of them high wind weather watches or whatever. I'm trying to turn on my little machine. This will follow me, I guess. Yeah, let me take that there. See if it'll go. I mean, it'd be getting on my nerves a little bit, but that's cool. Let's see, one push. That's pause. Oh, I see how it works. Never knew that. Okay, one more. Let's go. Anyway, it's not going to follow me, and I'm not going to keep doing that all day long because that's getting aggravating. So anyway, I'm sorry. It just went a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move this couple of little things. And with these, try to be easy on cutting like raw meat because it's wood. I don't want to tear it up. I have to wash it like I have. I done tore up my cutting boards. I collect cutting boards. Okay. I have ADHD real bad, so we will talk with me. We'll have 5 conversations in one. So pay attention. So the other video would be that we could discuss like seasonings that I feel like everybody should have in their house automatically. No matter what, at all times, there's certain seasonings that you need. Or we could, like I said, this is 2 videos. We could do them both. Please comment to let me know. What do you guys suggest that we do with it? Can you guys hit that button that say hype? Somebody said you slide it to the side and then you just press it and say hype. Hype the video. And I think it's free or something they be saying. I don't know. I did it though. I tried doing it to somebody's video. And so it was free. So now at this time, we're gonna go ahead and move our bottom to the top of the cabbage. No, at this time, actually, I'm not gonna do that because I want to do something else. Because I can't make up my mind ever. Let me get this cornbread because I need to go in my oven right now. Bake. So that's our 2 video ideas that I would like to share with you guys. I hope that you guys would, I don't like doing videos that is not really necessary. Like, I really prefer to do videos that people enjoy to watch more than making a video that y'all don't like a certain video. You know what I mean? Or you don't want it from me. But what I can tell you guys, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a smaller YouTube channel, right? But, hey, babe, can you pass me that self-rising? Never mind, there may be some in here.
I light a candle in my room.
Yeah, I thought you had a candle warmer.
I do, but the one that I want, to burn, it's too big for the warmer.
Oh, okay.
But
Where's that self-rising flour that we had?
it's on the dining table.
I know, I just thought we had something open.
I think the one on the dining table.
Huh?
I think the one on the dining table. So.
It probably is, but you know what's sad? is that those, you know how much those Nathan hot dogs cost, baby? You didn't know? Well, anyway, I'm gonna tell you. Them things are very expensive. For one pack, they're about $5 or $6.
Wow.
And you know how, like, after you open something, how it could go bad real fast? Guess what somebody did here? They opened 3 packs of Nathan's. And they're all just open, sitting there to go bad. And that's a very expensive mistake. So I just wanted to tell you thank you for asking before you just ran out and did it.
Oh, yeah.
So I added about 2 cups, 2.5 cups of cornmeal to about 1 cup of just regular flour. Now to it, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, about a teaspoon. I want to explain something to you guys. I have been watching this video, and somebody was saying that everybody adds a pinch of sugar to everything they make. That's how I was taught. I was taught you add a little pinch of sugar to everything you make. What I will say is that, y'all know I'm allergic to watermelon, but I know that there's a lot of people who eat watermelon and they take and they put salt on it. So I don't really know why, but I heard it has a sweet flavor. Instead of adding sugar, it does better. So that's why to whatever I cook, I always add a little bit of just white sugar. And so I added to that about a teaspoon of salt and about a teaspoon and a half of just regular white sugar. Now to that, I'm going to add a little bit of baking powder. Let me see. A little bit of baking powder, so about a teaspoon and a half there. 1 1/2 teaspoon. Now, as a real good cook, I'm not a good cornbread maker. Hi, Sleepy. Sleepy. That's not really what it's called. It's not called a cornbread maker. It's called a person. I don't cook cornbread real good. But I do want to bring you guys over here because it's easy enough. I'm going to show y'all this is good. Don't that look good? But it don't even look as good as when I do this. And I start pulling the bottom up. A little bit of the thing. Look, all that sausage. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Okay. Keep moving it up. And you want to wait until this is starting to look like, hey, I'm getting done. You see how I got some color to mine? It's not all white looking and stuff. Nobody really likes that when y'all bust out, you know, maybe in potato salad, there ain't no color for it. Come on now. Fried chicken, no color. We gotta add these flavors, and it was pretty, look, because as always, we eat with our eyes before we eat with our mouth. Yeah. So anyway, now we want to try to get that flattened down in there. I hope y'all can see. I'm trying to get that flattened down in there so that steam and just keep hitting it and keep it cooking and melting down. Keep that fluid going by keeping the lid going. This is kind of important to know to me. When you want fluid and stuff to evaporate out of whatever you're cooking, remove the lid. Even if you want to sometime, like let's pretend that you ran out of flour, but you had some kind of a like gravy or sauce and you want it to get thicker, but you don't have nothing really to thicken it with, right? Well, what I suggest that you do, watch how much sodium that you add to it, right? Because it's not going to taste very flavorful because it's kind of watery. Remove the lid after all of the seasonings have melted together. Then go ahead and turn it up to about 5 and let it cook down. It will get a little bit of thicker on its own. Most things. But it's always great to keep things like that, like flour. You always want to keep these things. What you look like at your neighbor's crib? Asking for some cup of sugar. But you know what? I wanted to grill my daggone lamb chops so bad on the next level to where what I really did. I'll be honest. I thought about going over there and ask my neighbor, do they have any lighter fluid? But I don't know. It's just something about that that's annoying. I don't know. That would be to me. But, so right now to that, I want to make, and I want to take and push this all over. And I want to make it look like a valley. So I want it to be the valleys are higher around the sides, and then like inside, it's just a little, as empty as nothing in. Pretty much. And so now, dang, I may not have just regular milk. I may have to use this stuff. I really don't, oh, I got a little bit of this milk too. Okay. So anyway, to this, I'm gonna add some milk. This is not enough milk. But I'm gonna start out with 3/4 cup of milk, just that kind. And then, where's my cooking oil? That doesn't disappear. Disappeared. Where's my whole jug of cooking oil that is big enough to not even disappear? And no, don't. Here, in front of my face, right on this thing that I'm at, this little counter. Now listen, now I'm going to add about 1, 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. I do mine like that because it makes it more moist. You know, a lot of people, when I see the recipe, people may not add that, or they could add butter because I've seen that done. And maybe that's why mine are the best one over what I have. But it's good. It's just that I like it. I want it to be dense. But today, I'm going to make it more fluffy. Oh, the back of my head is sure hurting me. Now I'm just looking. Oh, I'm in the wrong place, actually. Love mine. I want a couple of eggs. How much eggs should I use? 2? No, I'm gonna use 3. 3 eggs. 3 eggs. And this is another reason why you don't start with a whole lot of milk. And the reason why I say it ain't necessary to start with a whole lot of milk, because of the fact that you need to take your time adding ingredients. Unless you're baking, I mean, things can get real temperamental. Once you start doing what you feel like doing and going off the course, you know what I mean? Now, once you learn and you get better at baking stuff, then do that. Take a risk. But with regular food, like this one or whatever, if somebody told you that they wanted to make something like that required some kind of like a wine or something, you have to think of how I could give this that flavor by improvising. I mean, I know I'd be stressing that, but you just have to. How do we really believe that all of our ancestors was out here throwing down, cooking, and they never had none of the stuff that we had? They didn't have, do you really for 1 minute believe that they had all that stuff? All those luxuries of life to do? No, because they didn't. I wish my friend, I almost said my friends, I wish my kids would clean that refrigerator. Real good. I'll put them over there. Hey, Tati! Tati! Oh, yeah. Tati! The problem with adding seasoning at the last minute is that's another way to make your food real salty, because you may add it and it didn't have an opportunity to melt down. So then you taste it and you're like, a little bit more. And then you keep on adding, like, especially with salt and stuff, you know what I mean? And, you know, it's just not a suggestion of mine, but we gotta do good. So as I can see, I need a little bit more fluid because my fluid is going down, but my food is not quite done. So what that means is that I need some more fluid. Now what I will do is get some more hot water. And this time I'm only going to use about a half a cup because that's about what I have in there. And we're going to combine that. And another way to get your food real salty, y'all. Another way to mess up your food and get it extremely salty is by, you know, just not stirring it well enough. If you don't stir your food well enough, how do you really know that? You know what I mean? And like with this, another way to make it real salty is like, remember we just a second ago talked about letting things cook down? Well, see, that would be a problem if we go ahead and we allow this here. We just added some more salt, but we have had to add some liquid, or in my case some water, but because I add the water and I taste it again, it don't taste like no flavors in there. But I know I need to cook down the water, and so until that water cooks out there, you're not gonna know the true amount of sodium that tastes like is in there. So it could be too much if you just keep throwing it in there, but it's too much water still and it has to cook. So keep that in mind. That's just a little hack, tip, trick, whatever. I'm gonna cover that. Let's go on back to this cornbread right quick because I'm just hot and stuff. Okay. But I get hot flashes, you know my age. Alright, we're gonna stir those 3 eggs like you always do. Make sure you don't pop them right. Don't put this stuff, the eggs and stuff, don't do that when you're making cakes and you're making stuff where you need to break your egg to cook it. Please don't cut it unless you're a pro at doing it. I just don't do that because there's probably a chance that it's going to have some eggshell in there if you just be doing that like that. Pay attention. So now I can see this is looking relatively dry, but I still want to stir it. And the reason why, another thing to do is to really, really stir things up real good is also because if you don't, then you can have some dry patches, but you done added some more liquid, but not enough. So then they're still dry. And then when you pour it in your pan to cook it, then it has these little clumps of flour at the bottom. So that's why it's stir. Also, you want to stir to make sure that you're distributing any seasoning that you have put in there around evenly, because you always want to be fair when seasoning your food, meaning you don't want to have one bite of your food just delectable and delicious, next bite is bland. I've seen that happen in real life, especially when people fry chicken. It's just a thing that can happen. It's not no, you know, I've had it happen to me, and you know, it's quite annoying, but you move on. Now I see that's a little dry, so I'm going down slowly. I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of milk to that, and I can see that's still too dry, just based on my eye. So then I'm gonna add another 1/4 cup, meaning that I just added a total of 1/2 cup more seasoning to this. Not seasoning, more, 1/2 cup more milk to the recipe. My goodness. That's what happens when you barely sleep. I can't sleep. I'm too excited. I got too much going on to be able to sleep. So unfortunately, I feel like it may not still. It's just not enough liquid. It ain't. Not for the cornbread consistency. Well, maybe. See, I'm not a good cornbread maker. But in my mind, this is going to be a good way. Good consistency. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get me a little pan to put that in. By the way, guys, my pan back here is about on 3. When you cook real fast, it just, I don't know why, to me, But food do different unless it's something you need to cook fast. Steaks and a lot of different meats need to be cooked faster to me, keep them from getting tough, believe it or not. You know, you can mess up a ribeye if you cook it wrong, so just be careful. Don't rush the process of cooking, just take your time. That goes hand in hand with doing it with love. Make sure when you're cooking, I mean, you don't have to love to cook, but what you're cooking, put that love into the meal. Your food will be better every time. It'll just get better and better. Things will be better, and you know, you'll even appreciate your skills more. Because like I said, don't nobody want to live life waiting around for somebody else to cook, hopefully if they're up to it. I was like, that thing was big, that lamb chop. Too big, like different big. Oh, my back. Hold me back, you did it. So I guess what I'll do, yeah, I should just little round 9. This is a 9-inch round cake pan. It's for cake, but this is cornbread cake, right? So anyway, what I'm going to do, I probably just put a little bit of spray in there. Oh, you know what, y'all? I meant to tell you guys, I don't cook with pipe water, meaning water out of the sink. And the bad thing about it, I can't even do it out here in Colorado where we used to have the best water. Like when we were kids and stuff, and my parents would take us out of town, people's water would be like yellow stuff coming out of it, you know? Like the water would be tinted with brown and yellow, just all this different stuff. Ow, my little mole. Okay, I'm gonna get this one last try. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more liquid to this because I really want this different than what I usually do. And the only thing I have is this little buttermilk. I don't really do buttermilk cornbread. Matter of fact, I've never made it. But I'm gonna make a little bit today because this is what I have. I don't have no more milk. So about, I'm not a tablespoon of buttermilk. Not for the flavor necessarily, because I'm not into that like that. But just to get it loose enough. See, if this stay thick, if I keep this cornmeal batter, see how that move, and shake. Okay, and it's broke at the bottom, right? So I have to hurry. At least I noticed before I just bust it. A little cheap pan. But if I make this to where it's not moving, like when I pour this in here, watch. Then it's gonna make it what you call dense, which means thicker. And stuff like that, right? I know y'all know a lot of these things and what I'm talking about, so please don't ever feel like I'm the type of person I'm trying to instruct somebody like I know everything. Only reason why, like I said, I know how to cook real good is because my mom was, you know how people sell plates nowadays? Well, that's what my mom used to do way back, all that. However many years ago, you know, she did it up until she stopped doing it, you know. And my mom was real cold. She could make like tamales from scratch, the masa and the dough and the meat. And I mean, anything that she touched was good. Now I'm gonna take this cornbread and just put it in the oven on 425 degrees. On the middle rack is fine. It don't really matter a whole lot. But anyway, back here we're gonna check on this goodness in this pot. And we want to stir it, moving again, the bottom to the top and vice versa. I mean, this stuff is looking good, and the color. I'm going to bring y'all over here in a second. We're going to look at this. So, baby girl, this looks fine. What time is it? Okay. My darling poor husband was telling me that, girl, I don't know how to say it. Like, he got forced to work on Sunday. And that's just a day that I don't like nobody. I think you should just keep that as your day of rest. And you remember back in the day, some of y'all, our parents, they didn't allow us to do laundry. We better not. Your laundry got done that Saturday, or you better pick a day through the week if you're behind. But usually Saturday. You know, depending on, I guess, how many people you had over there in your family. If you got access to the washer, but it wasn't Sunday. This, y'all, is the bomb. And I mean, it is delicious. I mean, I ain't just saying that because I made it. Do you know all that seasoning I put in there? It may need more. This stuff, it takes a lot to season food. People who don't know just think of it like, you know, when you guys like watch videos and stuff, a lot of time when people have to add a lot of seasoning, sometimes I think that, you know, people who they're maybe not as into cooking or they're just beginning or something, that's why they watch the recipes, may not understand, like, seriously, you gotta really learn to flavor profile your food. So, you know what I mean? If just because you see somebody and they say, now this recipe takes 2 tablespoons of vinegar. If you know that sounds like, dang, that's a lot and I hate vinegar, then what does that mean that you need to do? Add 1 tablespoon. That's to regular recipes though, you know what I mean? That is not to, that's not to every recipe, but with salt and sodium. I would say you should be able to work around that by adding half of the amount to start with. Continue to cook it while stirring it and stirring it to make sure these flours get married in your pot before you make a decision to keep adding that sodium in there. But this still could use about, I'm gonna say a teaspoon, probably 2 teaspoons of, for me, and that's for me even, and I used to love sodium and salt more than I love it now. Now in here, the main ingredient that we have added the most of is what? What's the main ingredient? Shake it. This is my all-purpose seasoning. I started this all-purpose seasoning company, and it wasn't a company. It was just what I was doing to help people out, you know what I mean, and balance flavors and stuff. Just put it like that. So anyway, this is the mild one. This is all I have right now. And it's a whole bunch of flavor. And it's an all-purpose seasoning as well. And it's by me, Gina. This is a $10. And it has 8 ounces in here. And it's just it's the best thing. I mean, to me, period. Even if I taste it, I think. Yeah. Even if, because like I'm an honest person, I'm not going to lie just to, you know what I mean, make it like, I don't like that. Really, it don't taste good. No, I'm going to be like, that tastes good. Well, how'd you do it? You know what I mean? Some people, they get mad because other people know how to cook or whatever their talent is. Everybody don't have the same talent, and that's okay too, right? So anyway, with this shake it, my seasoning, shake it, and I'm gonna say this, you can use much more of this than you can of any of the seasonings that are out today, unless it's the ones with no salt, period, right? I love this seasoning because it has such a good balance of everything that goes in it. Like the onion powder and the garlic. It's a perfect balance to it. Then I add a chicken flavor to this. It goes in anything. I told y'all people have been using this on their French fries. They've been using, let me put my glasses on, guys, because I can't see. But anyway, they've been using this seasoning here on anything because it goes in everything. It marinates, wet or dry. It could be a rub, because it has been wet rub, dry rub on your barbecue especially, or just your meats is real good. I love it in my greens because this is most of the things I put in my greens. I may add some to it, and you know, like the greens, you know, cause them greens gotta be slamming, baby. You don't embarrass yourself by messing up your green. Oh, I have 2 greens recipe on here, but you know what I want to do is make a recipe with just kale. That's how I learned, and I'm not gonna say I learned the hard way, but I learned that kale was just as good or maybe better if you cook them just like you cook green collards, or you mix them with your collards. But I want to do all kale for you guys. The reason why I learned that is because of improvising. like some of you guys know, I'm from Colorado. So can you imagine Colorado in the 80s? If we barely have any of these good old Southern seasonings over here, another reason why I got my own is because, you know, back in the 80s, we just didn't have access to a lot out here where I live in Colorado. Not a lot of clothes. I don't know where I was getting my clothes. Oh, I know where. I know there was a one store I think out here, and they had cute clothes, but they would overcharge you. And it's called the Buckle, but back then it was a different name. But we just didn't have access to it. A lot of times, it would be years we didn't have no chitlins, but maybe there was some hog maws. So my mom would say, go to the store and just get hog maws then. They ain't got no chitlins. For Thanksgiving time and Christmas. And so we would just cook hog maws. Because some people say they don't cook hog maws without chitlins, or that's what they used to say back then. And, you know, a lot of people don't like hog maws, but if you go and you get some hog maws ever, just slice them real thin. So where they look thin like chitlins, then cook them. And then they're going to taste as good. Maybe a little better because they're going to have more of a meat flavor. Whew, I wanted some chitlins so bad for Christmas. Didn't get none there. But, yeah, so that year that we didn't have no access to no greens out here in Colorado Springs, my mom sent me right on to the grocery store and told me to get some kale. I was like, kale? What's that, Mom? Where'd you get that? It's over there by where the greens are. So I went down there plentiful on the kale. I didn't know why. You know what I mean? I didn't know why it was so much kale out there, but now I know why. But anyway, kale is way more common even now. But so anyway, I got all this kale and we cleaned it real good. And we got our little meat going, you know, because I cook my meat always for my greens overnight. If I don't have overnight, I go in there and put them in the pressure cooker. But I don't put them in the same pot as the greens just hit cook. Because them greens going to cook faster than that meat. Long story. But anyway, now I'm going to turn this down, son. Hold on. 3. And I'm going to remove the lid because I need now the floor. It's time for that to start coming all the way out. Now, I'm going to move the bottom to the top. And again, like we've been talking about, just continue. And then the top to the bottom, boom. So a mix, but make sure it's not just a mix in a circle. You're going to move it. Like folding it, like when you fold stuff in a recipe, when I tell you to fold it, go ahead and fold it, please. Please. I said like that, but I've been crying and stuff. So what you want to do now, you want to be looking at them potatoes, and you want to be trying to see if you could put a cut in your cabbage. And you want to take the potato, the biggest one. You want to see when you cut it, does that potato appear to be fully done? Fully done potatoes do not look white on the inside. They take on the same color as around the outside of it. How to tell if it looks raw or anything is the outside will look more like to where it has taken on a color. The inside will look real white, and it'll be extremely hard when you bite it. So make sure that you just kind of stop and check these things. Now I'm going to take this little piece of cabbage, and I'm going to taste it for flavor as well as doneness. Lemon! Oh, hallelujah, glory. Now that. But I still have to keep into consideration that I have just a little bit more fluid in there. So that's why, remember just a minute ago I said this needs more salt. You notice I didn't add any more though, right? Not right when I said it anyway. I may later on down the road, but I'm not going to do it right now. Because I don't want to... No, I don't want to take that chance though. to be honest, getting this full of salt, I don't want to do that. So anyway, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit this off with a little bit of stuff. I'm going to show you what the stuff is. But we eat again. I know I'll be talking to y'all and saying this stuff like y'all didn't hear me, but you know, sometimes I guess I just try to make sure that y'all know. So yeah, we eat with our eyes before we take one bite. And while we're biting, we're looking at where we want to take our next bite from. Even if you're not as greedy as me, you want to know, where should I take my next bite of food from on my plate? These fries are good. But I want that one next because this is longer, fatter, or juicy, whatever. I don't know. So because everything is about eye appeal, then we want to start adding a little bit of color to this, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is search around my whole refrigerator to see what in the world happened to my parsley. I guess because nobody loves me. Oh, and as far as why I don't put bell pepper and stuff in, I love bell pepper in something, but I don't like bell pepper in this recipe. You know, I don't really have a certain particular, oh, this is why or what. It's just something that is a preference. You know how people are, we all have a preference. Chopped cilantro, nope, that ain't it. It ain't cilantro. I hope nobody's trying to prank me and stuff. Well, I just used this yesterday. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, you can't put nothing down in here. I mean, how do you have your parsley flakes come up missing? Help! 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 Can someone come and help me? Tati! Thank you. Where's my parsley flakes? I hope nobody just sat them anywhere. But one of the fresh ones. But I just had them yesterday now. And when I used them, they were there, and I guess somebody would put them up, but they are not in here. They're in this kind of container. Oh, you scared me. Come on, follow me. Look, this is the container it's in. But this is cilantro, so apparently this ain't it. Yeah, I don't want that though. I don't want cilantro. I want what I want. You know those flakes. Parsley flakes is in that same container that I was talking about. And you know what else? I want this refrigerator cleaned out. So that's gonna happen. Because I already told you guys I want that to happen, remember? Yeah. You may want to start asking around because this is a very odd thing. Ain't it to you? Is that it? I told you it was in there. I told you. I said I didn't look for it. I didn't think that you guys lost it. I thought maybe I was blind as a bat. Taste this cabbage and stuff. Let's put it. We're live at 5, Bubba. I'm so tired. That cornbread is burning. No, it ain't. Okay. I don't know why. What? Oh, that look good. Oh, that look good. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. My mouth is watering. Do you like this as a meal? Yes. Oh, okay. Here, I'm going to give you like a little taste factor. Tell me if you want some more salt, because I think it could use a little bit more than me.
A little more cabbage.
A little more cabbage? That's what I was telling them, how the cabbage turns to nothing. Because I will be nothing. The potatoes done melted down. Ready for, waiting for me to add some more cabbage. Because it's not that much in yonder. But that's enough for my family. So I think we would keep it at about 6 people. Because it's a meal that is popular in my house. And my family is, I don't know, they're a little bit picky, kind of a little bit. You know, I mean, if you call your family picky because when you cook, if you cook something and maybe they don't like it or everybody don't like it, you cook a separate. My mom didn't play that. Unless it was like something I was allergic to. This is what I cooked.
I searched for that butterfly.
Thank you. Well, it's just too late anyway. Thank you, though. Now let me add this little parsley. This is just a little fresh parsley. I want this one off. I don't want it cooking no more. God. I gotta add a dot of water, make sure it's not gonna continue. Because that pan is so hot. So annoying.
Yeah, I'm gonna add just a little
You
bit.
know, leave them a stick.
A little bit more salt.
A little bit more salt, just a wee little bit.
Yeah, very little.
I think so too. I'm gonna agree with that. I'm gonna hit it. Okay, my daughter said a little bit more salt, like I was telling you guys, so I think I'm gonna go on with a teaspoon more. Dibble, 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 dibble. I gotta get the new big pans is what I need. Regular big one. I need 2 big ones. I need what kind of cookware? Eyes for the eye that I have to have for there. Not infrared, but industrial or whatever. Boom! That looks so good, guys. Come on, babies. Let's take a look. There's the outcome for the income, y'all. There's the outcome. Look at that sausage. Ooh, little seared sausage. And then it just looks delicious. And I really want you guys to try it. And by the way, one thing about you guys, I feel like, you know, I'm not gonna be honest. A lot of time reason why I don't get to make some of my videos or be live or anything. How can I say that? My family, they be attached to me, right? And while they could watch TV and a different place, they like to watch it and they like to watch me cook. And y'all know what that means. You gotta, you know, keep your family close to you and stuff, and that's how I do it. So anyway, God bless us in the meal. How was it?
10 out of 10.
10 of 10, and that's my daughter who can cook. And so you know she's pretty picky. Yeah, she's only 17, but I taught my kids to cook young because half of my kids are adults. Half of my kids, they're a total of 6. Half of them are adults, half of them are minors. So I taught every one of them how to cook. What lessons they took home with them, I do not know. But I taught them because I don't want them having to be in a position to ask nobody. So, can you cook me? Because my mom used to cook it. I don't know. Oh, it's good enough to get a little bit more. But yeah, don't be asking nobody to cook. Do it yourself. All right, God bless. Have a good Sunday.